Stephen Cady, healingofheartsministries.org. And you guys know that verse that we're about. It's from Matthew chapter 25, 35 to 40. And I'm just going to narrate it to you. Jesus says to his disciples, he says, I was hungry and you fed me. I was in prison, you came to visit me. I was in the hospital, you came to see me. I was hurting and broken, and you were there for me to comfort me. And his disciples asked him, what'd you do? When were you? When were you there? And he says, what you do for the least of these, you do for me. And to me, that means that it's actually hand in hand with what James said. If I know good to do and I don't do it, it's sin. You know, if I have the ability to help somebody that Jesus paid an immeasurable price for, I'm going to help them. So as you guys know, a lot of you already, we are going to 12th and Jackson. You've seen it on the news. Look at Brandy Cruz. People are dying. Human beings that God paid an immeasurable price for. God paid the same price for every one of those people out there dying as he did our pastor's son and daughter. And right now we're asking the church to wake up and step out right now. We're going to 12th and Jackson in Chinatown, in downtown Seattle, Chinatown. And we're going to light it up for Jesus. Praise and worship. We're going to be shuttling people to detox and treatment, offering to take them out of addiction. If it's a girl, they'll have all the women's numbers so they can get discipled and brought in the church and taught their daughters of the King. If it's a guy, they'll have all the men's numbers so they could have the men come alongside them. Iron sharpens iron. A good man sharpens the countenance of his friends. I want to read something that had me in tears that I read. This is from a pastor named Terry Olson, who had a huge effect on my life. When I was in prison, he came and visited me. The book is called They Were in Prison and I Visited Them by Terry L. Olson. As I was driving to prison last year, a man gave his Christian testimony of courage. He had been jogging at dusk on a park trail near the woods by his house. And as he was jogging, he heard muffled screams from a woman over the hill next to the trail he was running. He then heard a man's voice and knew instinctively that she was being attacked. All the normal thoughts of worry and fear must have come his way. It's not my business. If I go on, I will be safe. But he had the courage of Daniel in the lion's den, and lively ran the hillside and saw this man on top of the woman. And he battled him, and he tumbled down the steep hill fighting, and the man was formidable. But after some good time, the attacker left running, not wanting to scare the young lady or bring her any more fear. He yelled from down the hill, "Ma'am, your attacker has left. I will come now and help you." The response took him back and gave him chills. "Dad, is that you?" It was his daughter who had been attacked. Had he run on, he would never have been able to face his daughter, but with shame. I wonder when we face Jesus. In Hebrews 13:2, it says, "Be careful who you meet, for you may be entertaining angels." That person dying under that blanket on fentanyl, that young girl being trafficked on fentanyl. Jesus said this in Matthew 25, 35 to 40. He says, "What you do to the least of these, you do for me." We are going to 12th and Jackson, Monday, the 10th, August 10th, and we're going to light it up, 6 p.m. Thank you.